Are we live? We're live. Alrighty. Hello everybody, this is Cagorathe, and today I am going to go over a quick tutorial. We're going to be looking at Endless Legend. We're going to be looking at its basic elements for setting up games, for how to play a quick round, just a quick small game, as well as how to customize teams. From talking to a bunch of people that have been watching my streams, apparently it's not a common knowledge thing how to set up a team and how to like run that and everything. So I'm gonna walk you through that, and we'll do that here in a second. All right, so to start off here, let's hit just the basics here of the game. So as we're looking here, this is basic starting screen. We got a couple pieces here. We have the introduction, which the original plan was to do the introduction and play it and show it, but it's so like drudgerous and slow that it would have taken us like 20 minutes to do just the tutorial level, and I didn't want to do that. So instead we're just going to skip that and I'll just walk you through it. So we're just going to do a basic game real quick and walk you through the start here. So if you hit new game, this is our interface, and this is all the different pieces we have to work with. We can choose how many empires we want to fight. So like for the starting one, we're just going to say 2. Difficulty, we're going to say normal. Game speed, we'll go fast. We'll go fast. That way we can do this pretty quick. Custom factions, we're gonna say no. We're gonna go just standard factions on this first game. And then advanced settings, I don't think there's anything we're gonna want to change here. Oh, let's turn all of these on. Because it's a basic game, we're just gonna leave all that on. And then hit apply. Okay, so world size, we're gonna say tiny because we're just gonna do a quick two-player game. World shape, we'll just say random, and we'll just randomize all of these. That way we get a truly just random starting game. Alright, so we got that set up there. Empire. So right here we're going to say select empire. Now starting off here, we've got the basic teams. We've got Windwalkers, Broken Lords, Vaulters, the Mizari, the Necrophages, Ardent Mages, Roving Clans, Draken, Cultists, and the Ally, or we have the Forgotten. I have them disabled for the moment because I don't like playing with them as much. And then we have the Ally and the Morgar. Now, and each of these groups has a different thing that they're specialized for. So like, for example, the Windwalkers run a lot of like industry. They build things really quickly. They have special bonuses around like the trees and with ranged units, and they have really big siege units. So that's what the Windwalkers do. The Broken Lords don't use food. They don't see food. They only do dust. So as they play, as their units get injured, they pay dust to heal them instead of having them slowly heal over time. As well, they don't gain additional villagers by food off of the land. They have to pay cash for their villagers. So they're different that way as well. The Vaulters are a little different. They're more of like a well-rounded, like their team does a little bit of everything. That's kind of the way they're designed. They do a little bit of everything as they go. The Mizari are another version of the Vaulters. As you can tell by their units, they look like identical to each other. They have the exact same units. It was actually designed that one was a like a DLC group, you could say. Like if you played one of their other games, it would unlock the one group, otherwise you got the other group. That was kind of how it was originally set up. Necrophages are kind of like a pestilence. They come in, they're really big about spawning units that they then supplement their armies with. They're very big on war and combat. They actually gain bonuses based on having additional groups that they are at war with. They also sacrifice villagers to increase and appease their gods. So they're pretty vicious. Ardent Mages are straight up science. These guys love science. They love magic. They love they're kind of snippety, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Roving Clans. These are your traders. They have all kinds of inside information about like they can see what all the other teams are doing as far as their like buying units, selling and trading resources. They're really good at that. They can like let me see if I can find it right here. Mercenary market, they already start off with that. Inside trading, that's the inside trading lets them know what's going on. Cuts both ways, they receive bonuses as other people do stuff. Oh, and then here's the one. Keys to the market. Causes the market to ban option to prevent the target from... That is so worded so weirdly. Basically what it means is I can, like, say I was them. Pardon me, let me blow my nose here. Basically what it says is, if I don't like your team and you don't like my team, I can lock you out of the market so you can't buy and trade resources, can't buy and trade heroes. So like you can lock people out of the market. That's what that one is. It's really annoying. They'll show up and they're like, I don't like you. Ban. And it sucks. The Draken are the Draken are so weird. Basically the way the Drakens roll is they are all about diplomacy. So like they gain bonuses for being allied with other teams. So the more teams that they talk to, the more teams they ally with, the stronger they become. They're also dragons. They're the Draken. They are a dragon race. Their units are really powerful. They're really hard to kill, and their sieging potential is awesome. So the Draken is probably one of the best teams as far as just like overall capability. The cultists are a little funky. They only get one city. They have one city, and then instead of colonizing new regions, they go through one of the resources is called the diplomacy. It's the little purple symbol. It looks like a little star, the little purple symbol. They mass harvest that resource, and then they use that resource to talk to minor factions, and then basically pacify them. You go to them and they'll say, oh, we want you to destroy this land, or we want you to neutralize all of the colonies in this one region, and then we'll join you. And then once you pacify that village, even though you don't control their land, the land of that region, you gain bonuses on every turn off of what is in that region. So like if there's lots of like iron or like not plasteel, I'm mixing my games up. If there's lots of glass steel, that's it. If there's glass steel or titanium in that region, you'll get a percentage based for each village. There we go. For each village in that region, you'll gain bonuses of that resource every turn. So they grow and they become dangerous by getting more and more minor faction villages, even though they have one city. They also, as the turns progress, each of those little cities they have will slowly generate units, and then you can just deploy them. So you end up with this massive army. This tends to be one of the nastiest teams if it's played correctly. It used to be my favorite team, was the Cultists. I played so much time on the Cultists because they're just disgusting. They're so terrifying. Okay, Forgotten. I don't have the Forgotten initiated right now. The Forgotten are all about espionage. They're like the Broken Lords, as in they don't see one of the resources and they have to pay cash for it, which is the dust. Except for they don't see science, they pay cash for their science. Which means as fast as you can earn money is as fast as you can blow through the ages. Mind you, though, it means you're not spending that dust on other things like buying out units or buying out upgrades for your cities. So it's like it's a two-sided thing there. You can also actually get to the point where you can espionage your way into like taking over cities, like stage coups in other cities. It's pretty gnarly stuff. Unless you're playing with a group though that likes the espionage, it tends to take a normal game and add about 25 minutes to an hour to it, which is why I don't play with them most of the time, because they're very, very it's very technical, and so that it can delay the game quite a bit. The Ally, and that's how I'm going to say it because I have no idea how to pronounce the Ally. Yeah, the Ally. We're going to call them the Ally. They're special because there's an entire expansion mechanic added to the game that's specifically about them. Just like the Forgotten have the espionage, the Ally have the winter-summer overhaul. So like basically in any normal game you'll have winter seasons and like everything's great and you get bonuses during the summer seasons, and then during the winter you get less dust, you get less food, you get less industry. Basically, your city's shut down for the winter when you have when you're playing. And so the ally have special bonuses that happen during the winter, so they actually get stronger during the winter. They also concede the pearls, which is an added mechanic. The pearls are an extra currency that you collect off of the land, but you have to find them. Every winter, so many of the pearls spawn, and then you have to collect the pearls to then spend them as an extra resource. They also have two forms based on whether it's winter or summer. During the summer, they're like this, where they're like orange and white, and then during the winter, they turn blue and black, which is kind of funky that they're two-toned already, you know? The Morgar are kind of your... They're kind of your sieging race. They have, like, they only have, let's see, 2 units that are normally on the land. They have their settler, let me click right here. They have the settler and the mastermind. Those 2 units are both land-based units. The Vor is an amphibious unit, and the Leviathan is also an amphibious unit. That's the one. So they have two of their units, when they build them, are automatically dumped in the ocean. So, like, you don't even have them on the land. So on big maps with lots of water, this team is really dangerous. On the flip side, though, on maps where there's very little water, they're a lot harder to play, because they're designed around the naval aspect of the game. Now, with the naval update with the Morgar, all of the teams can research and build ships. So, like, fire ships, siege ships, regular, like, Corsair class ships, and cruisers and stuff like that. The Morgar have 2 of their own units that they have that are more powerful and more customized than the normal naval units. So they have an advantage at the sea combat, which is pretty cool. And then all of these are like custom ones that I've done, which I'll show you how to do custom races here in a little bit. Let's pick a race real quick and let's just throw down a quick game. I'm gonna probably just go with like the Windwalkers. We'll just do a quick 2-player game, and I'll show you the basics with the Windwalkers, or the Wildwalkers, not Windwalkers, Wildwalkers. Pardon me. Now, oh, hang on. Let's go back here, and this will show us about that's all, folks. This will show us a lot about the faction right here. So as you look here, a faction of creators and builders. So these are the industry people. These people strive to bind rocks and trees into great living monuments. Their relationship with dust is intense and dangerous. Under its influence, they can explode into berserker rages. Okay, so something, and I should have said this at the very beginning, it just hit me. The basis of the game is that Auriga, it's their Pangea, it's their world. Their planet is dying. And each race has a different idea of how to save the world. Some of it is through great sciences to, like, fix the world. Some of it is through domination. Some of it is through collaboration. So that's where, like, you have collaboration through trade, through destruction, through building, through kind of nomadic style survival, higher knowledge, through like evolution. Morgar's kind of an evolution type group, really. And then the ally are trying to decide what their idea would be. Theirs is more of a harmony, I guess, creating a harmony with what's left of the planet, I think is theirs. So basically, every group has four basic units. All of them have a settler unit. All of them have a basic unit, which is available at the start of the game to play. So, like, for example, theirs is the Dakari Ranger, which is a ranged unit with a couple abilities. As you look down there at the bottom, it says capacities. The long range means that their range is 4 squares instead of, most of the time it ends up being 2 or 3 depending on the unit. Forest range, I think that increases their range while they're in forests. Point blank power, any unit that's touching them, they get a bonus against. Block 1, they have a bonus defense against basic attacks, as well as sharp sense, where they have, I believe that one's their ability to dodge is sharp sense. I'll have to double check that one in a minute. Alright, and then they have a shaman, the Agache shaman, range 3, Bearskin, I don't know that ability. Forest Rage again, and then Slow Down, that's a spell they can cast. And then every unit has their super unit. For this group, it's the Tenai Walker. The Tenai Walkers are awesome. It's basically this giant tree monster that runs around and pummels things. Really, really fun. Now, their traits, and this is where the customization will come in later. The traits are what you start off with. Is Sky Factory coming back, Mr. Reckless? I don't know. I haven't been playing it. I haven't touched Sky Factory in a while. I've been playing Factorio and Endless Legend, so I actually haven't touched Sky Factory at all lately, so I don't know. Ask me that on at another stream, and we'll see. I don't know yet. So, quickly over the traits of the team, and then we'll dive in. So basically what we got here is the affinity trait is the trait that is specific to the race. Each race has a specific trait that only they have. So for example, this group, their affinity trait is called the Sharing. Provides the ability to detect opponents' armies in your empire and the adjacent regions, which will be displayed in the form of an exclamation mark. So basically, when you colonize a region, if they're basically moving through the fog of war of your region, you can see the army as an exclamation point. If they're in the region next to yours, you can see them as an exclamation point. It's basically a certain level of knowledge and military sense is what it's going to be. Okay, Way of the Woodlands. This is a technology. 25% defense on units on forest tiles. That's good. You got your normal unit, the Ranger. The main quest. These are all there's quest victories that you can win by doing all the quests of a team, and that's what this part is here. Sewer system. This is another technology. Plus 20, basically happiness on the city, and then plus 1 influence when the city is happy, and then minus 1 cost on upkeep. Living towns, plus 1 industry on trains with force during the summer, so that one will go away during the winter. The shaman, that's the other guy, the walker, and then cultivation. Cultivation basically means we start off with the technology to build this in our town, plus 10 food during the summer on the city, plus 15% of the overall ability to produce it on the city as well. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to select this team. So we're going to do Windwalkers, and I want to be yellow, but yellow's not a color. We're going to go purple. We're going to go purple. There we go. And then we're going to play, instead of doing random, let's do the roving clans, because that'll show us a lot of different things that can happen by having those two. Alright, so let's start our game here. So we got everything, small worlds, 2 empires, fast game, difficulty is normal, random, everything else. Start. So now we can run through how a basic game goes real quick, explain the mechanics. And then after that, once this game is over, I'll jump into team customization, and I'll show you how that works. And team customization is fun, but it has its drawbacks. The basic setup of it is really cool. Like, it's got some really awesome abilities that you get from it. Let me optimize this here. There we go. So basically, planet is changing.
With it, we must leave the forest, start again, explore and reach out.
This is the cinematic for the team.
Adapt, learn, or not, we will perish, and that will not happen.
Kind of feels like an elvish race, you know what I mean? They're very heavy into their magic, though. Okay. So here's how we start. So, back out here. So if I scroll all the way out, we got Fog of War. From this location, we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 different regions, right? So right here, this is our main main team member. Now right here, this is our main army right here that we start with. In the bottom right corner here, I recommend this for everyone starting off. If you click on this little button for the first turn at least, it shows you what the value of each square is going to be. Now this game, it varies from, like, people say this game is very similar to Civilization. It is, but it isn't. I think there's definitely different mechanics that each game has, and this one has some really awesome mechanics. The main one that this one has that the other one doesn't is that this one, instead of having to have a villager on each square to produce from that square, in this one, when you place the city, it automatically gains the resources of those tiles. And then as you research and as you change your team up and customize it, and through research and everything else, you can then make it so that each population can be spent differently in the city to gain additional resources. So, like, for example, if we click, it's right here, it's the colonization button. If we click the colonization button, and I hover over the squares, it's going to tell me what resources I will gain by colonizing on that spot. And it's a cumulative it's all of the stats of all of those squares added together. So starting off, there's a couple things that you want to look for. Dust is helpful. The amount of dust you have determines how much building add-ons to your city you can afford to have. The food determines how fast your city will grow as far as how many people are in the city. The more people that are in the city, the more little tweaks you can do to adjust it. Hang on one second here. I feel like one of these things didn't quite update. Let's try that. And then refresh. I get the feeling that it didn't update one of my things here. Pardon me, wipe my nose here. Because it says I'm streaming Factorio, and I'm not streaming Factorio, I'm streaming Endless Legend. You know what I mean? And that's a little weird. I did not want to do that. Okay then, as I clicked back into here, it shows that's where I was going to play. So basically this is what we ended up getting. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad amount. If you look, we got 16 food. Actually, let's go to this one, because this is the totals. This is the, pardon me, super runny nose. And it's dumb, because it's just this side. This side's fine. This side's driving me nuts. So basically, this is what we got. We're getting 14 from the city tiles and food. We're getting 18 industry from the tiles, as well as a little bit of science. So here's something we're going to have to keep an eye on. We have low science, we have low influence in our starting position, which means we're going to be slowed a little bit in those respects. Now, starting off here, there's a couple things you can do. Something I've noticed with pretty much every race except for the Broken Lords is that food is incredibly important, because you can make single turn decisions which can win you or lose you the game. Paytown the Cool has donated $20 with a message of "You're welcome." Oh, did you, good sir? Other than it didn't pop up. Hang on, I gotta make sure that that would even be live if that was true. Holy crap, did they just change everything on this on me? Wow, I didn't know they redid all that. That's funky. Okay, anyway. Funny though, right? Alright, so basically here's what we got. So, the faster you can crank out villagers, the more you can make single turn decisions, which can greatly affect the game. So, like, for example, if you can see an enemy army making a beeline straight for your city, you're like, I need to crank out an extra unit or two this turn. And so if you have a lot of villagers, you can throw everyone onto, say, industry, so that you can hurry and, like, finish one or two upgrades. Or you can throw all those people onto, like, dust, so that way you can buy out a unit the next turn. You know what I mean? So there's different things you can do by having lots of villagers. And ultimately it affects how fast you can grow your city as well, because in order to drop the borough streets, which is the actual additions of tiles, you have to have that as well. So right here, next turn we're going to be getting a villager, because of what our, so like if we, let's see, what's it need? usually it'll tell you what your... Alright, growth stock is 4. The growth upper limit is 17. The lower limit is 3. So if we are ever producing 3 or less, I believe it's less most of the time, then we'll lose a villager the next turn. 17 is the upper limit, so that's the maximum amount of food we can be producing a turn to grow another character. But the faster we can grow the food is the faster we can produce. So right now I'm going to look over here and let's see what our city has. Husbandry will give +5 food per villager, right? But the seed storage will give 10 on the city, which is right here where it says 0. If we do this, it'll give us 10 there, plus 15% across all of this added up. So that one is probably going to be one of the first ones we're going to want. So we're going to do seed storage first. We're going to do Founders Memorial. Let's see, can I do Founders Memorial faster? Yeah, let's do that one. Because that'll give us a little bit more industry, a little bit more dust, and a little more. It'll double our science because we have crap science right now on our city. So as far as growing our city, we're going to do Founders Memorial, seed storage, probably husbandry, and then sewer systems. Our city is content. It's content, which as far as any bonuses, it gives us +20 security. So we've got 20 security and no other bonuses. If we can get that content to like 80%, we'll get bonus food, we'll get bonus industry, bonus dust, all kinds of cool stuff by having our cities happy. Alrighty, so we got that done there. Now let's look at our army real quick. Let's get rid of that. Now, a couple things around the map. We have our ruins. So if we come over here, this is a ruin. If I search the ruin, I get whatever the reward is for searching it. Now, sometimes there's nothing, sometimes there's money, sometimes there's a quest. Every once in a while, you'll find a rare item, like a weapon, like a really high, like a tier. And let's go science here so I can show you that real quick. So this is the current age that we are in. In order for us to move to the next age, we have to research 9 researches from this age to get to the second age. So right now we've got 2 done, which were starting technologies that we had as our race, which was the cultivation as well as the sewer system. We started off with those 2, so we're already 2 of the 9 towards the next one. So starting off here, we're going to want, and let's see here, let's look at our city. There's only 2 resources in our current starting city, so we're not going to be able to get much from that. So let's skip Alchemist Furnace for a minute. We have low science. Nominal cost per research is 12. Output per turn is only 2. So we're going to have a 6 turn before we get our... Okay, so let's go 10 science on the city. That one's going to be important. We'll do 10 science. Let's do food is always good. Or money. Money is always good. We'll do both of those. Now, from what we saw, we have a resource, which I believe is that first one too, on our city. So we're going to want that one so we can start spending that resource. So we're going to do those ones there. And we'll probably do that first. So we'll call that the start. So next turn we're going to get another villager. We've moved our guy as far as we can. We've picked some sciences. Oh, 7 turns. That's why we got to get that going. Founders Memorial will double it, so that'll drop it down to 3 or 4 for the first one in theory. So we'll end our turn. Now we have a roving clans other player that we're going to have to fight. Okay, so here's our first quest. This is our race quest. It says, trees or towers. It has been a difficult winter. Not merely the weather and the hunger, but all of the rivalries within the Wild Walkers have descended upon the head that wears the crown. Your head. So basically everybody's bickering and it's my job to fix it. During the long cold months when both space and activity are lacking, tempers flare and arguments begin. As usual, it is the shamanists of the Sokwa clan who fan the flames. We should not have left the forests. Our gods will desert us. We are made weak without the sharing. They should be named the Tate clan, the Talk Too Much clan. But you are the Orantio, the highest judge and warlord, and for now your word remains law. The challenge is to occupy these grumblings and those who would listen to them. They need a purpose and a distraction. Around you are many ancient sites where previous civilizations rose and fell. To avoid the same fate, it would perhaps be good to investigate them and give the grumbling somewhere else to whine about. So basically we have to search 4 ruins, and then the reward is going to be 15 glass steel, which is a resource. It's a rare resource. So let's run over here and search this one. So we've got 0 out of 4. Okay, we found nothing. That's okay. I don't see any other... Let's move up here. Oh, Delvers. Delvers are nice. Oh, we have Delvers. We only got 1, though. Okay. Delvers are really nice, because as you play, you can assimilate the lower... what do you call them? The minor factions, that's right. So we're a major faction. There's the major factions that I introduced at the beginning. The minor factions have supplementary effects on the major factions. So like, for example, this one is the Delvers. For every Delver city that I have assimilated into my team, I will get 5% bonus dust every turn. Pretty cool. So if I find like 11 of these, that would be, that's math, 55% increase in dust, which is insane. You would never see it that high, but that's the basis of it. All right, so basically we've ended our we've run out of things to do for this turn. We got 2 turns until we get another villager. The memorial will be finished next turn, which will greatly increase the speed of our science. Okay, so notice it went from 6 to 3 because we doubled our science from 2 to 4. All right, and then we have 1 turn till our next guy there. We're going to ignore him for a minute. I want to get 1 more archer, and then we'll go attack it. Alright, so our 1 resource, come to find out, is a titanium. That is our 1 strategic resource. Now, the strategic resources are fun because they allow you to build certain buildings. Ooh. My hero ranked up, and I didn't see this. Alright, now I want to see what our hero's basics are. So, 50% attack on forest tiles. Bonus range, fast 1, +1 movement in battle. Last stand comes back to life if any units of its army is alive at the end of battle. Okay, so so if my hero dies during combat, it'll bounce back up. Looks so different when it's muted with no sound on. What do you mean? Kind of funky. Alrighty. So we got point blank power, shoots people at point blank, block 1, sharp sense, defense against ranged attacks, army boost. 5% attack to the army, 5 defense, 2 initiative, damage. And then if governor, +1 industry per villager on the city. And then 1% per hero level anyway. Okay, so this guy is kind of well-rounded, but he kind of doesn't really have anything that shouts to me to put him anywhere. I'm going to just leave him as a commander. He doesn't have any abilities that make it like I have to put him in a city, and he doesn't have any abilities that makes it so I have to put him in an army. He's my starting hero. We're just going to leave him as he is. Now, something I want to do here is I want to give... That would be 71, and we have 81 resources. Okay, let's... Yeah, we can skip that for a minute. So if we go to our hero, let's look at his skill tree. So basically, every time your hero levels up, you get 1 point to spend on the pieces here on the skill tree. Now, there's class ones, there's common ones, and then there's faction ones. The common ones, pretty much every single faction, every hero from every faction has almost this exact same tree. I think all of them, except for like 2 or 3, have this exact same common tree. The classes are based around what you're doing. So like this group the class for the wild walkers is stuff like we're going to increase how much range damage our guys do because we have lots of ranged. We're going to increase our movement speed, stuff like that. And then the faction usually has to do with the city level, and then it's specific based on the race. So like for mine, it's industry. The top tier is industry. Mine is city upkeeps, living walls. That's kind of cool. More industry, and then the assignment is how many when you hook up one. I remember who you are, right? You'll need to type. Why will I need to type? Do you not have sound available? Question mark? Kind of confuses me a little bit. Now with this guy where he's going to be kind of my general, there's 2 different paths I can take for him initially. Because this gives me increased movement speed. Movement is super, super helpful. The faster you can move around the map, the more you can control and manipulate the battlefield. Now, on that flip side, though, Indiana Bones, if I click this one, it'll make it so that the chances of me finding nothing when I search things is reduced by 10%. Nope, not at the moment. Why not? Why not? The secret here, though, is... And here's the thing. Would I rather do it that way? Let's reset changes. Let's go this way. We're going to go this Agile Mover first, because that'll make my guys have 5 movement a turn instead of 4. People asleep? Oh. Do you not have earbuds? So basically my team can move extra movement or has 1 extra movement. And it's across my hero and my team. So like my hero has it and this is the accumulative movement points of your team. Pardon me. My nose is super runny. Okay. Now what do we got here? Seed Storage will finish next turn. Seed Storage gives us 10. I love my cat. He just got a hair in my mouth earlier. Ugh. So basically, here's what we got. We're producing 22 a turn. We're going to jump that up to 32 a turn, starting, well, more than 32 a turn. 32 plus 15%. So starting next turn. So basically, in theory, this will jump up to 1 turn away after starting next turn. Now, the population has changed. I hate having a runny nose on one side. It's so annoying. Okay, so we're going to end our turn. Okay, so we finished Seed Storage. So if you look at our city, this is what's changed. Instead of it being 3 turns, it's now 1 turn. Until we got this. So, we're going to get 1 more villager next turn. Lower limit is 50. The growth upper limit. City growth stock is 80. We're at 80 a turn. Okay. Now, we have enough villagers that I can set a burrow for my next, as one of my next buildings. Now, the burrow is going to basically say we're going to expand the actual size of the city, and by doing that, we can choose to gain the resources, or we get to gain the resources from that land. So for this, I'm thinking science would be helpful, because we're kind of slow on our science. Bonus dust would be helpful too, because if you look, we're producing 0 dust a turn, which sucks. So science and dust would be great. We have just added food research, so we don't need to focus food quite as much. By getting that one, that'll get us money, which is what we really need. Now, I'm noticing here, can I? Nope. That would give me 3 dust a turn. I'd rather we got 0 this turn and still got our villager next turn. That way we can start throwing some people into dust every turn. So this guy, will run him up here again. And search. 5 glass steel. Now, something I'm going to do, because I don't want to babysit this army, is right over here on the left, I'm going to hit Auto Explore. And basically, he's going to wander around and hunt down... He's going to hunt down ruins on his own. He will find the ruins himself, he will search them himself, and he will just continue to expand the site of my city. Which is nice. Now, that's -4. That's going to put us at -4 a turn. Sewer system, +20 happiness, +1 on that -1. This would give +1 on city tile, +2 per extra level on city tile, -10 happiness. Let's actually switch burrow streets first, because this will give us the added dust of that land, and we need the dust. Dust is one of our issues. We're currently have 0 dust upkeep. We're growing pretty fast, and our science is now, it's okay, but we have no money, no extra cash. We're spending it as fast as we're making it. Okay, so we've run out of things to do, so we're going to end turn. Sweet. Now we're going to definitely want the public library. Probably before the husbandry center. Let's kick that out there. So we got the Burrow Street first. That'll give us a bunch of bonus dust. And then public library will give us a bunch of bonus science. It'll double, almost triple our science. It's like, oh. Okay, now that we've got that, it's going to be 3 turns before we get another person. Let's go... Well, that would keep it at 4. And then this will make Burrow Streets 2. What if we move him here? It's going to be 2 turns either way on the borough streets. We don't need any dust per se at the moment. We need to make sure we're not losing it. So let's go bowl one of these nights. Oh, I know who you are now. I know who that is now. I was very confused. I was like, who is this? Who is this person talking to me? That's who it is. I was so confused. I'm like, someone's watching me and he knows me, but I don't know. Yeah, see ya, Seth. Great having you on for a minute, man. Alrighty, so we're done for this turn. Oh, population changed, yeah. Now, personally, the stream is continuing. Stream resumed. Stream should have been fine anyway. Woo! We finished our quest, so that got us 15 glass steel. Time and experience brings knowledge that is not always welcome. Great. So basically, we have to explore more. Spread out your force and find a new perfect region to colonize. So basically, I have to colonize a new region. That's the thing that they want me to do. So let's throw down a settler. We have enough money to buy the public library. We're now at -3 dust a turn. So if I throw him there, that'll give us 4. So now we're breaking even. This is why I don't play this team. P.S. I'm bad at bowling, that is all. I'm not bad at bowling. I am just fine at bowling. Thank you very much. Alright, now here's something new. Something new that we haven't touched on quite yet this game. Let's upgrade our hero real quick. +1 vision to the army. Which, if you look, that just increased how far my guy can see. That's helpful when scouting and everything. That guy looks suspiciously like he's coming for my city, so let's actually pull him. How do I hate it's gonna make me do that. No. I'm gonna auto the fight, and I lost a dude over it. Fantastic. No, you're not on auto. Get your butt back here. I hate that. That part drives me nuts. Okay, my city is not very happy. They're content. But we're not gaining any bonuses. We're not losing any bonuses either, per se. Do I want my city to be happier this turn? We're now at +8, so let's take you off. Let's go like that. Oh, wow. I need one more. I want another villager. I want more food. Or I want another villager, because that allows me to expand faster. Now, I want to throw down another borough street immediately. Now, dust is something we've been struggling with. Food would be nice. But dust and science would be nice too, because we don't have dust and science. We need both of those. So let's go with 4, 6, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3 food, 3, 2 science, 4, 3. Okay, let's do that one first. And we're actually going to pay probably cash for this sewer system right now. I mean, otherwise we could buy out the public library. Let's do that one. Pardon me. Okay. So we're buying out the sewer system, the husbandry. Okay, let's do it that way. Trying to get the right order going here. End turn. This is not my favorite team, by the way. Not even close to my favorite team. The Broken Lords is my team. I play Broken Lords every single time. Broken Lords, Cultists, those two are both really good. The other team, the Hive, what are they called? The one that's all like Pestilence and everything, that team's pretty fun too. I'm just not a fan of this race. I like dealing with lots of money. This team deals with lots of industry. So okay, so Empire Mint has 1 turn. Public Library has 1 turn. We gained another villager. put everybody here, we can speed up how fast we can get these really quick. So let's work on that. Okay, here's the next part of the game. So here's something new that we haven't touched on yet. This is the Empire Plan. Empire Plan developments are customizable stats that you can tweak once every, I think it's 10 turns, 10 or 20 turns. Once every 10 or 20 turns, you can tweak certain aspects of your city. So like right now I have 19, which sucks. I wish I had 20. 20 would allow me to spend 2 points. I can only spend 1. So like as you can see, I can basically pick one of these because it'll cost me 10 per. See, and I need 20, I have 19. Now, in general, most races you want to go with the dust because it's +3 dust per villager on the city, which jumps you from 5 dust a turn to 8 dust a turn per villager, which is a lot. Otherwise, we can go unit cost reduction on cities, so I can build units faster. That one's pretty good too. That lets me build armies faster. But particularly right now, we're focusing on economy, so we're going to go dust. And Empire Mint. The Empire Mint is fantastic. 5 dust plus 15% dust on the city. Let's throw that up. Yeah, I want that one as fast as possible. Now this army is already getting torn up a little bit. Did my... No, I want to look at your units. Oh wow, you have a shield and that's it. You have no other... Okay, so we're going to upgrade... We're at 6 dust a turn right now. It's 120 to buy him out outright. The Husbandry Center will be fantastic. We want that. The Empire Mint is fantastic. We're going to want that. The Dahaka guy, let's throw down... Now, my city, my army can carry, what, 4 dudes? We're going to go like that. So over the next 5 turns, I want 3 more ranged units to throw in my army. Because right now it's just my hero and 1 dude. I want it to be my hero and 4 dudes. That way my army will be as strong as possible. And then it's 5 turns before we get the next piece of, or the next villager. Okay. Alright, everything looks good. We're up to 4 on that as well. Our city is happy. So we've got 15% bonus food, 15% bonus industry, and 30% security on the city. It's not bad. Alright, so let's end the turn there. Okay, husbandry. Husbandry now makes it so for each villager I put on food, I'll have 9 food a turn. That's helpful. I'm really worried about that dredge army that's wandering around. Because at some point it's going to say it doesn't like me and it's going to come over and try and kick my butt. Alright, now can I go like that? Okay, I can't do that many. There we go. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to micromanage my city to get the most I can out of it. So like right now, I want to get these rangers as fast as I can, but I also want to still be increasing the amount of villagers I have. The faster I build my city, the more I can expand it, the more I can micromanage things like this to be able to grow faster or, you know, take care of situations. Sweet. Awesome. Now, I don't have any pearls, and I don't have any titanium. I got 20 glass steel, but I have no titanium. Okay, so that's that dredge army. Notice how it's a exclamation point. That's the team ability, my race ability that I have. Okay, dust dredge gives +2 dust on terrain with river during the summer, which if you look, it would be 2, 4, 6. That would be 6 dust a turn by having that. By building that one piece, it's going to give me 6 dust a turn, so that's pretty helpful. Now we're up to the point where we're starting to unlock or we're starting to buy our dudes again. Now can I move you over? It's literally a 1 turn difference on the back end right now. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that then. I'm not going to worry about moving a dude around. We'll keep him on this because I want to keep cranking out villagers. Now you, sir, you're just waiting on army units, so we'll end turn. Nice. Now we've actually run out of researches. All of the researches we've queued, we've run out of. Now as of this moment, we're 1, 2, 3 technologies away from reaching the next age. So we're going to want Alchemist Furnace and Mill Foundry. Unlocks the hero section. That one. Okay, so we're going to want those 3 probably next. Because this will allow us to start harvesting the 1 titanium spot on my base. This one will increase the speed of building things in my city. And then this will allow me to buy a second hero to throw into my city. Yeah, he's right on the edge of my city. I don't really like that. Yo, bro. I'm not going to do anything this turn, but next turn I might attack them. Just like that. See, he came to attack me. We'll auto that out. I lost 1 militia. Nobody leveled up, but everyone got 3.9 experience from that fight. So not bad. Now let's new army that extra archer that I had. Throw him in. And then next turn I should finish the last one. Frickin' knows, man. Okay, we have a dye extractor that we can build over here. Dye is a... Let me go to that screen real quick. So over here, let me go through some screens for a sec. So basically, this is the Empire Management screen. From here, you can assimilate minor factions as you are able to. You can see what the Empire plan currently is, as well as simulate the next one. You can see what your luxury and strategic resources are. The luxury resources you can spend to gain certain bonuses for a certain amount of time. So like you'll say we're going to spend this resource, we're going to, like for example, I think gold, if you are harvesting gold, you spend gold and it makes it so all of your cities use half as much dust in upkeep for like 10 turns or whatever. So it's kind of cool. Little bonuses like that. And as fast as you can be harvesting the resources is as fast as you can use them. And the more resources you have, the more you can be doing and the more bonuses you get. So everything you're doing is about gaining more and more bonuses to grow your civilization. We can also see how we're doing with our empire bonuses based on our stats as well as other bits there. So that's good there. My army's right here. I'm waiting on one last dude and then I'll probably go attack that Delver group. And then that's it. That's all we got for this turn. Ooh, it is winter. Alright, so during the winter, we get minus 50% movement on my units. We get minus 1 industry, minus 1 food, minus 1 dust, minus 1 vision, minus 1 vision, and minus 1 vision. So basically, the city can't see as far, the army can't see as far, the districts can't see as far, and I can't move as far. So if I go new army, he did make it to the army. Okay, I have 1.3 movements left. Which means if you look at it, it's going to take me a while to get. It's going to take me an entire turn extra to get to this guy. And my city has all of its stats dropped. Not a lot. Not enough to worry me by any means. But it's, you know, things are changing. I really want that Burrow Street. Okay, if I put that, we're at a -3, which means we're not going to lose a villager. How long is our winter? 1 to 10 turns. Okay, at the moment we don't know how long the winter is going to be. 1 to 10 turns. If I do that, I can get the Burrow Street in 4 turns. But it doesn't change with that 1 unit. Okay, so we're not going to bother. We are at a positive income on our dust, though, so we're not going to worry about that either. So we'll enter. Gosh, the Wild Walkers are so slow. I usually play as the Broken Lords, and they're fast. Super fast. I would have a second city, and my population would be at like 12 by now. On turn 6. Oh, on turn 16? Maybe not. That was a 2-turn winner. So we're going to attack here. We've got 4 archers against 2 dredges, and we have a hero ready to fight. Okay, didn't lose anybody. Now, you can fight out the... You can actually play out each fight if you want, or you can choose to just auto-resolve it. If it's a really close fight, I'll usually actually either retreat or put my team on defensive and then attack. Otherwise, I'll just auto-resolve like that. Now, we're actually going to come back because I want to keep attacking. I want to keep attacking as many of these passive groups as I can, because my army will grow faster if I do that. We're at 85 dust. Can't really do anything with that. Titanium extractor. I want the titanium extractor. There is I want the museum. The museum is a great, it's a global building. It's a global building. You build it once in the world, and as soon as someone builds it, it's bought, and no one else can buy it. Or no one else can build it. And if the city that has it gets destroyed, no one can rebuild it. It can be built once. Which is like, ooh. Now my units are slowly healing. Ended are powerful units. Yeah. I was kind of expecting that. Ended are nasty. They hit like trucks, the Ended do. So I just lost a unit, so let's throw down another unit. Okay, there we go. So we have that one there, so we're now producing, so if we come up here, we have no production of glass steel right now, but we will have one of titanium starting next turn. Okay, we got the one guy there. What do you change? You drop us by 1. Okay. Now, yeah, we'll go like that. End turn. What I'm probably going to do is here at the 1 hour mark, I will save this match and quit out to the main menu, and then I'll spend like 15-20 minutes showing you team customization. I want to do that. I do want to get that. I do want to do that before I quit. This is going to be just a short stream, just for a minute. This is just going to be a short stream, and then I will get on to play more of this later. Mainly just because of the time of day it is and everything else. I just wanted to put this one out, and then next time I will start. In fact, I probably won't even save this one. I'll start the next world with I'll build a custom team and then play the custom team and show how that goes on the next video, or the next stream and video. All right, where are we at here? Let's go hunting. Go village hunting. The second game will probably be a lot. It'll probably be like a full game. It'll be like a 2-hour movie, and it'll just be an easy one-on-one full game on the second one. Okay, we got 11 turns till our next person. We have 55, and we're about to get our industry, which is +6 and then 15%. That'll greatly help the speed of our city right there. Ooh, we have 49, and our next plan is ready. Which means technically, if you look, we have a lot of influence saved up, so I can spend it all the way around and get +3 on my villagers, unit cost reduction, bonus on my city, and bonus vision on my city. Now that plan does not come into effect until next turn. Which means +3 from Empire Plan, which expires next turn, but then the new one it puts in next turn. Yeah, okay. So that's good there. Is this Silix? No, this is Daemons. Daemons are nasty, but I have archers, so I should be fine. There we go. Now here's something I want to show. So basically I've gone 1 bonus movement on everyone, 1 vision on the army, and then I'm actually going to sidestep over and hit the No Idle Hands. No Idle Hands is fun because it gives bonus experience per turn on all of your units. And I believe this is your hero and all of your units. So basically, if we look, we're getting 1 XP a turn normally. Can I... I don't think there's a way to look at him individually. Oh well. I was gonna look individually. Oh, that's a cliff right there. It's good to know. Alrighty. Okay, we just hit the 1 hour mark, so I'm gonna quit out of this, and then I'll show you how to customize a team real quick. And I never saw the other team. I never saw them. It was a small map, but I still never saw him. He was there somewhere, but didn't ever see him. Alrighty, so let's go. Nope, not that. New game. Select Empire. Now, custom factions. Select Empire. Alright, now as you can tell, I have quite a few teams at this point. Which, I kind of want to see what I did with some of these real quick. Now, there's a couple different things you'll notice when you're customizing a team. And so, like, for example, let's do a... Yeah, let's delete that team and go add. So I'm going to create a new team. This is going to be a Draken team. The name of the team, let's go with... I dislocated my shoulder today. I was not happy about that. Ouch. Alrighty. So this team is going to be called the... We're going to call them the Rock. The Rocks. R-O-K-K-S. The Rocks. Author, me. Alright, so here's the starting information that you'll see. We have diplomatic pressure. This is our team trait. Gives this empire the ability to force a truce, a peace, or alliance on a targeted empire. So basically, if I'm at war with you, so let's say you and I were playing, and you're at war with me, and I'm this team, I can force a truce on you. Like, I can force a diplomatic relationship with you. Which, after so much time, you can turn around and revoke that and then say, screw that, no, I'm attacking you again. And then I can say, oh yeah, well, I'm going to force another truce on you. You know what I mean? So that's kind of fun. And then as far as units, we have the Ancient, the Drakenlean, and the Wyvern, which are our 3 units. And then the Quest. Now, their starting off technologies, which they had, were Way of the Woodlands, which is 25 defense and forest, +1 industry on forest during the summer, cultivation, and sewer systems. I'm actually going to turn all of those off. I'm going to get rid of all of them. And then what I want to do is over here on the left, here's where we can find out what technologies, what traits, what things we want to do. Now, to start off, there's one that I always put on, and that is A Song of Ice, Only Ice. And basically what it is during the winter, your movement usually cuts in half. So like your armies, say they have a movement of, oh no, I think it's -2 is what it is actually, I think. Is it in half or -2? I can't remember. One of the two. Basically, during the winter, if your movement is like a 4, it drops down to a 2. If it's a 6, it either drops down to a 4 or it drops down to a 3 during the winter. What this does is, A Song of Ice, Only Ice, is it makes it so instead of going down, it goes up. So basically, all the other teams, when winter hits, their movement goes down by 2 or cuts in half. Mine instead goes up by 2. So everyone will go from like a 4 to a 2. Mine will go from a 4 to a 6. So my team gets way scarier during the winter. Which means, and it can be really fun, because what will happen is with this trade on, you'll march up to an enemy border, like your border and the enemy border, and you'll just sit on your side and wait for winter to hit. And the second winter hits, you sprint all your armies straight up to their cities and then immediately siege them. So now their cities are suffering because it's winter, and they're suffering because it's winter, and they're being sieged. So you basically just completely shut down all their cities. It's really good. So that one's a good one. I usually try to stick with mostly economic stuff. Pardon me. I usually try to stick with mostly economic abilities and stats, usually. But I might do something different where it is this team that has that diplomatic pressure. So let's go to diplomacy and see what we have first. Okay, naive would make it so that we gain bonus happiness on our cities based on pieces and alliances. Which, if we did that twice, that would be 8 per piece on city per alliance. Per piece and per alliance. So our cities would be really happy. Well connected lets you know where everyone else starts. That one's pretty powerful. The black spot unlocks the diplomatic declaration. The black spot. I don't even know what that is. Seeds of dissension can make pacified villages hostile again. Peace and prosperity. Commercial and research agreements are free. That one's actually pretty good. That's pretty decent. Mercurial diplomats. Minus 25 influence cost of diplomatic declarations on Empire during winter. And minus 25 influence cost per diplomatic treaty on Empire during summer. Make trade not war. Now this is a fun one. Make trade not war. I cannot declare war. But its cost is a minus 10, which allows me to turn around and... So if I throw that one on, it's a negative trait. But it gives me minus points so that I can throw more stuff on later. So, market ban, don't care. Inside training, don't care. Cut both ways, don't care. Advanced diarchy, don't care. Okay, so the actual diplomacy traits didn't really have anything I wanted. Let's go to various. Conversion is the stat that one of the other teams, the cultists. The cultists is conversion. That is their trait faction. But it's really good. It's a really good technology. Technologies, I don't really care to start off with technologies. I'd rather start off with stats that... I'd rather start off with, like, bonus dust every turn. Or bonus, you know what I mean? I'd rather have economic ones versus technologies. Because technologies are great, but it only matters if your cities suck as far as their resources that they're spawning, you know? So technology, +1 on Citadel, +1 on Revealed City, Breaching Wave. That one's actually not bad. Cannon Fodder's really good. Demanding Gods. I actually want to mess with this one. I want to try it out. Not on this team, but on a different team. Okay, so we're actually going to skip... Oh, that's cool. Luxury Alchemists. That's actually really cool. Not a team I would use it on, but that's pretty cool. Starting Technologies, don't care. Starting Blessings. This is the Pearl side. This is where finding pearls and using pearls gets you bonus abilities. Military. Can take control of roaming armies or fleets. Oh wow, I want to do this one on my cultist group, the Cat's Paw. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's do economic and let's sort by cost. Okay. So let's start on this side. Industry, I don't care as much about industry. Food is nice. Let's do food. And dust. Okay, so notice we're already at 85 out of 80, and we only have 3 technologies. So then what we do is we go all, and we go cost. And we look at the negative ones and see what we're willing to do. So for example... Cannot declare war? I'm okay with that. This group is a group that doesn't like to declare war anyway. So not declaring war, that's just fine with me. See, now I have 5 points I can spend. What other ones? Expansion disapproval, but I would do this one, but I don't like the 100% growth required as food on the population. That would really, really slow down how fast my cities grow. Industry inefficient. I'm okay with that one because we're doing dust efficient and food efficient. So I'm okay with having less industry on our cities and then having more food and more dust. So it's a trade-off, you know what I mean? And then, so that puts us at 65. Anything else I don't care about? Science, do I have science? I went food and dust. No, that should be fine. Actually, here, let's go economic. Businessman. Titanium, glass, endless excavation. +2 on science. +2 science on terrain with ruins. +3 influence. Ooh, that's good. Cull the herd. +2. Ah, that one's good. +2 food per villager. That's kind of good there. Sea traders. Some technologies modified Era 2 10 imperial highways cannot be researched. Era 2 James car. The docks is moved to Era 2. Oh, interesting. Brace yourself. +50. Yeah, I don't want to do with that. -10% dust on cities. No, I'm doing dust efficient. I don't want to do that. Okay, so let's go all. And then if you look, I have 5 points left to spend, so I'm going to scroll down in cost to the 5 cost ones, which are right here. And I'm going to pick a 5 cost one that I want. So there's Pearl Hoarding, the Lens, don't care, Dreams of Glory, +50 settler cost reduction on cities. So you can build your settlers a lot faster, that's cool. Wool of the Hive, +10% attack per declared war on units. Doesn't work when I can't declare war. Sea Traders, don't care about that one. The Influence one isn't bad. Inside Trader, Battlefield Symbiosis, Advanced Hierarchy. Advanced Hierarchy actually can be really good. Empire plans are unlocked 1 era earlier. Empire plans? Empire plans. Which one's the Empire plans? I don't remember which one that one is. Strength of the Vault, 100% fortification, +5 fortification recovery on turn. Nope. I might actually try the Luxury Alchemists, just because I've never tried it. Okay, so we'll validate it. And this is now a team. And it has all these abilities. -1 on Train with Industry, +1 on food, +1 on dust. So we got more food, more dust, less industry. And that's fine. And here's why. The reason why that's fine is, ultimately, I would much rather pay cash for my stuff than with my industry. Industry is good, kind of. Like, if you have a lot of industry, it's awesome. If you don't have a lot of industry, you're stuck. Which is why I'd always rather build my teams around dust, because it's a lot easier to work with. Now, I want to look at Tank Town. This is my cultist group, and I want to see what I chose on this one. Increased defenses, increased offense, increased movement speed. Holy cow. Weapons of the enemy captured. Yeah, that's right. See the Queen, no settler production, +1 district cap level. We chosen few. Fanatics Preacher, big armies. Wow, this team is nasty. As well as food efficient. So basically, 20% attack, 20% defense, +2 movement speed, +2 size of army, as well as food. Yeah, that's actually really good. I don't know if I would even change anything of that. The only thing I would maybe try to do would be make it so I couldn't be at peace with other players. Here, let's edit. Wow, I'm at 85 out of 80. How did I do that? How did I do that? I'm at 85 out of 80. And it validated because this group is already live. That's weird. Here, let's go all cost. Let's go negative. Whoop. Negative first. Science, industry, dust, pitiless, no peace alliances, no bribe technologies, no bribe talk technologies. Make trade, not war. Plus 25 trade routes on... Brace Yourself would be one I could do because I only have one city, so the chances of me actually having trade routes is very slim. Because unless someone literally builds right next to me, and if they do, I'm going to wreck them. You know what I mean? Plus 20 health regen, plus 1 vision on units. If I could somehow get that... What was it? What is it? Meticulous analysis. It should be 6. So that puts me at 86. But that would also give my team plus 2 vision. So that would give plus 20 defense, plus 20 attack, plus 2 vision, plus 2 amount of people I can have per army. So that's all. Those are all really good. But then I would need to do some kind of minus skill. Minus 15 at start. And then, like, what do I have? I have offense and defense. I could do fragile health. Because if I did fragile health, that way my team, if you think about it, my team has plus 20 defense, plus 20 attack, but minus 15 health? 15% health? Is that right? Minus 15% health. I would almost rather have... Here, let's do that one. That way I can actually get another plus 5 instead of a minus, you know what I mean? Inside traders. Increased morale. Oh, increased initiative based on morale on units. Because kind of what I'm doing here is, if you look at my army... Ooh, plus 1 science stockpile per villager when a city is raised on Empire. That one actually would be a great one for this team because of the way this team works. When I capture an enemy city, I will burn it to the ground immediately. This would make it so that I would gain science as I burn the city to the ground. The other option would be to go for something like the symbiosis here, which would make my guys, the happier they are in battle, the faster they are in battle. You know, another thing that would just make my team that much scarier in combat. So, alrighty, I think that looks great. I think we'll stick with that for now. So Tank Town has been updated. I don't like people, and I start off with less dust, but my team, my army is disgustingly powerful. Alrighty, we're at an hour and 20 minutes here, so I think we'll call that it for this video and stream. I plan to do another one of this game soon. Probably not tomorrow. Let's see, what's today? Friday? Today's Friday. I could do that. I might play more tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, leave a subscription, a follow, a like, throw a headbang or a fist or something, and let me know what you think, and if there's anything in particular you want to learn about this game, put that in the comments, and I will try to address those in the next and upcoming videos, and then we'll move from there. Anyway, thank you so much, and I will catch you guys later.